Okay.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to the iDaph Events podcast. I'm Allison Capps, and I have with me Daphne Kirkwood, the owner of iDaph and our race director.
Hey, Allison. It is great to be back doing a podcast again. We haven't done one of these for a little while, and it's now summer and nice and hot and sticky outside.
Yes, sticky is the right word. It is just real humid.
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about the Hendersonville Triathlon presented by Hunter Subaru. The triathlon is happening on Sunday, June 27th, and we were just so excited to bring this event back for the second annual time. It was such a great inaugural event last year, and really so many of our athletes loved this event. So we wanted to bring it back for another year, and we're so thankful for the city of Hendersonville for helping us make that happen.
Yeah, we actually did this event twice at Hendersonville last year, but we called the first one the Asheville Triathlon because we had to move it from Asheville. They didn't open their pool last year with COVID. So that's how the event sort of started. We were just temporarily changing the location, and then people loved it. And so then we put it on again in September. So the first time, I guess, was July. And so now we're back again. They want to have it as an annual event, and you guys want to have it as an annual event. So we're glad to be back partnering with the, like you said, city of Hendersonville and the YMCA of Hendersonville. They're the ones who are taking the lead on the pool and the fields and all that stuff that's around there now. And so it's just a great facility, and we're glad to be back there.
That is awesome. Yes, I think our Hendersonville Triathlon athletes will be glad that it is moved to June because the September one was quite chilly for them once they got out of the pool last year. So
Yeah,
the
it was a
races in
shock to the system. The heated pool and then the cool air was people
on the
people were
bike.
cold.
Yeah. So the race is in Hendersonville and it starts, I just mentioned at the Patton Pool. And tell me a little bit about the venue and where the finish line is.
Yeah, so the Patton Pool is really close to downtown Hendersonville, and it's at Patton Park. And so the swim is there at the pool. It's a 50-meter pool, so it's nice and long. So you don't have to do quite as many flip turns. And then the bike is just leading out from that area onto some country roads, and the run is on the Greenway primarily. So it's a great spot to have a triathlon.
Awesome. And so if people are coming from out of town, do we
Mhm.
have hotel partners for this event?
Yeah, so Applewood Manor, they are hot on the scene. Let me tell you, they have a bike room in their manor. It's just newly refurbished, remodeled, and they love cyclists. And somebody on their team is actually participating in the Hendersonville Tri, so they wanted to be involved and make sure that people knew that their facility was really focused on athletes. And so they're excited to be part of this event, and we're excited to have them as a partner. So check them out if you're looking for a place to have a great experience while you're part of race weekend.
That's awesome. I know I've traveled with my bike a couple times and it's such a pain to get it into the hotel room. So
Yes,
that is convenient.
yes, for sure.
Um, so we're coming out of a pandemic. Yay, finally. And so last year we had tons of safety protocols for the Hendersonville Tri.
Yes.
Um, what are we doing this year? What are our new safety protocols? Give us the rundown.
Yeah. So, fortunately, just a couple weeks ago, it seemed like the whole world has just opened back up. So, it was like all these very gradual progressions with gatherings, and now it's just wide open, which is taking a little bit of an adjustment because we've been doing events since June that have been very socially distanced, and, everything we've changed and updated to accommodate social distancing is really changing. So we are still updating our website to remove a lot of those things. So bear with us on that. But, this triathlon will always sort of be a socially distanced event just because the start is a time trial start. And so that's the format we've always used for the Asheville Triathlon. So you go one at a time into the pool. It's not a mass start event. So we'll still have that in place. We will put people in waves according to the time that they put in when they register, so that you're with people who are about the same swim speed. And then, you don't have to wear masks this time around. We can have spectators all over the place. So, last time spectators couldn't come in the pool. This time you can come in the pool area and watch. We'll have warm-ups in the pool, which we didn't have last time. A couple things we are keeping, because it works so well, especially for this venue, is we will keep the transition zone at your car. And that is at the parking lot next door to the pool. But, that just seemed to work really well. And it was so convenient for people to just, pop their trunk open or whatever, put their stuff right by their car if they wanted to lay it out on the ground. And then that's where they transition from the swim to the bike, from the bike to the run. So we will have that. And then we still have the virtual race option too. People are still getting COVID, things come up, people get injured. So we are keeping the virtual race option. So you can transfer into that virtual race if something comes up before race day, and you need to opt into doing it on your own. And we will probably continue virtual races for a while, because
Yeah.
it's just given people the ability to, have an option if they can't make it on race day. So yeah, I think things will feel more normal as events used to feel, with food and hanging out and things like that. So, a lot of those restrictions are gone.
Awesome. Well, that is good to hear, and that is all good news. I love a good crowded finish line. So hopefully we'll have lots of spectators out there this
Yeah.
year. So you mentioned that the YMCA is helping us out, and we typically have some charity partners and nonprofit partners for each of our events. Who is it this year?
Yeah, so we have the Friends of the Ocklawaha Greenway. We are running on that greenway, and so we want to support them and their efforts and maintaining and keeping that greenway beautiful. And so they are one of our partners. So you can donate to them online when you register. Also, and they'll provide some volunteers for the event. So if you see them out there, tell them thank you and hello. And then the Hendersonville YMCA is also a partner of ours as well. We supported them with the Jump Off Rock half and 10K in May, and they were able to provide free swim lessons for some kids in the community, and we want to keep that happening. It's very important to us that kids have the opportunity to learn how to swim and swim safety, and so funds will go towards that program as well.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that we were able to help with that.
Yeah.
Um, so race weekend.
Hmm.
Let's talk about packet pickup and registration and how all that works. Because
Yeah.
we did drive up packet pickup last year, but is that the same?
Yeah, we're keeping it. We love it, and people love it.
Yeah.
It's so convenient. I mean, that there are blessings with COVID, Allison, and that is one of them. It just makes it so easy for people to pick up their stuff when they can just
It
stay in
really
their
does.
car. And this particular place at Patton Park is just so convenient to be able to drive around the little circle, get your stuff, and then pull out and leave. Or, you can park and walk around and check things out. But we just ask that you stay in your car when you come through the drive-through packet pickup line, and don't walk up for that, just because it'll mess up the flow if you do. So pull in, get your stuff. And if you want to check things out, you can park and go do that. We did have the option, and we're going to keep this too, for people to be able to mail out have their stuff mailed out ahead of time. The only thing we don't mail out to people is goodie bags. So if you do opt in for the mailing option, you can pick up your goodie bag after the race. We'll have those at the finish line for any of you who opt in for that and don't get it in advance.
Okay.
But, there is no packet pickup on race day. So you need to pick it up the day before. And the address for packet pickup and for the pool is 114 East Claremont Drive in Hendersonville. We'll put that on the event guide as well, because I know last year there were some people who I think just put in Patton Pool maybe, and it took them to the other side. I don't know where it took them, but it took them somewhere other than the pool. So we'll
It
make
took
sure.
me to that place as well.
Okay, so yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll put that address in the event guide so you guys can make sure and type that in.
And just a note, we'll also put the address for the parking lot where you're going to park on race day on there too, because they're different, even though they're at the same place.
Yeah, so thanks for bringing that up. There is no parking and no transition at Patton Park, Patton Pool on race day. So where you pick up your stuff is not where transition zone is. The transition zone is next door at the Beverly Hanks Business Center. And so if you pull in and you park at Patton Park or try to, you'll get moved because that's not where the transition zone is. So, but packet pickup on Saturday, to go back to that, it's from 4 to 6 p.m. It's a little bit later this year. That's what we saw in the survey that people wanted. And so we'll do it from 4 to 6 p.m. and it'll be right there at Patton Park.
Awesome. So can people register on race weekend, like at packet pickup?
Yeah, they can do it until 6 p.m. as long as we're not sold out. We have a cap on this event at 200 participants and we're trending to sell out. So I would definitely register if you haven't yet, and tell your friends to register just to make sure that they get in. And just a reminder, there is no packet pickup on race day. So you can have somebody pick up your packet for you on Saturday, but there's no availability to have that on Sunday morning.
All right. And so we talked a little bit about parking, but let's reiterate where that is.
Yeah. So I know people last year, I saw them trying to drop people off at Patton Park, and you don't really need to be dropped off at Patton Park. You just need to go park at the Beverly Hanks Business Center where transition is. That's where your car is going to stay for the entire time. And that's where you're going to put your things out. And so on race day, you just don't even need to come into the Patton Park parking area to try to do anything there. But again, we'll put the addresses out so you guys have those.
Yeah. And just to reiterate that, it sounds like we're saying don't park at the park where the event is, but it's a sidewalk away from where you're going to park. So it's not far, and you'll be doing that for your transitions and everything too. So just know that you're going to park at the Beverly Hanks Business Center and walk over. It's a hop and a skip. So once they're parked, what do they need to do? Where do they need to go? I guess they need to set up their transition zones.
Yeah, so they will set that up in the Beverly Hanks Business Center right next to their car. And depending on how you park, you can set it up in the grass if that's behind you or in front of you, or in front of your car or behind your car. Again, it depends on how you pull in. But we do request that you pull into a parking spot so that when you leave your car, your nose is going forward, so that you're not trying to back up to leave out of your parking spot. And that's because you might leave before somebody's finished racing. And we want you to be able to do that, but we want you to do it safely. So just keep that in mind. We will have someone checking you into the parking lot, and taking information from you about your bikes, so that when you leave, you have the same number of bikes with you as when you came to the event. And we do have volunteers in that area as well. If you have questions, if you're concerned about safety, anything like that, they will be there to assist you as well. So before you race, you're going to want to set all of your stuff out in that transition area, so that it's ready for you when you hop out of the pool, to head your car to the bike transition. And then from the bike transition to the run transition, it's all at your car, all of those things.
Awesome. Okay. So this is what the information that me as a runner that I always like to know. So tell us what the courses are like.
Yeah, so we are using the same courses. If you did the race in September, we're using those same courses. We changed them slightly from the July event, after feedback and after flooding happened in September. And people really liked the changes that we made for the courses for the September event. So the pool's the same, same flow through there. And then the bike ride is all on country roads. It's not on the greenway. We heard that feedback from a lot of people that wanted to just start zooming from the beginning. And so, you'll ride just like you would a car on a road on the right side of the road, and hug the line. You don't want to be riding in the middle of the road. They are open to traffic. And so you'll ride 12.5 miles on country roads, and you'll come back, and drop your bike back off at transition. And then you'll do your run, which is on the Ocklawaha Greenway. And then you'll finish around the soccer field, that's at Patton Park.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And is the greenway mostly flat for the run?
Well, you know how I love adding little stinker hills to things, right?
Yes.
Yes, there is one on the
Okay.
run.
So,
Yeah. So the
I am
bike,
remembering it now, and
yeah,
it's at the end.
yeah, it is. I mean, that's the only way we can get down to the greenway. So guys, don't hate me. No
Yeah.
curse words as you're running up that little stinker hill. Just
And
smile and
it's
grin.
not a long hill. It's fast. Just glide on up it, and you got a little downhill after.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the hardest part. And then the bike course is rolling.
Okay.
You're not climbing any mountains or anything, but it's a rolling course. And there is one section that does have some off-road to it. It's very short section. It's about 5.5 miles in on step road, and there's gravel and dirt. So you just want to be prepared for that. If you don't feel comfortable riding on it, feel free to hop off your bike and push it up that little section and hop back on. So there is no shame in that at all. People did it last year that just weren't comfortable riding on the off-road. And I haven't checked it out this year to see what the condition of it is, but last year we did have it patched in some of the areas where there were some holes at. So I'll check it out again, and give you guys an update before the race. But it's just a very,
awesome.
very short section. Just want you to know.
Okay. And the courses are open to traffic. And
Yes.
so tell us the rules of the road. Remind the cyclists what they need to do.
Yeah. So again, staying to the right of the road, following traffic, use hand signals. If there's not a volunteer or a police officer at a stop sign, or if they are, looking at cars and not looking at you, don't blow through that stop sign. Stop, look, and then go, just like you would on a training ride. You just don't completely rely on, hey, I can just zoom through because I see blue lights. Like, pay attention, look at those officers, and make sure it's clear before you do any zooming through any intersections. And also, I would suggest you go and you drive the bike course the day before, or go and practice on it before the race. And then you feel comfortable and you'll know where you're going. I know last year we had the sun was shining right at one of the turns. And so we had a sign on the right hand side of the road, a left arrow, and people didn't see it because the sun was in their eyes glaring. And so they missed seeing that left turn. We do have
Shoot.
a volunteer there as well, but for some reason they just blew past it. So, familiarize yourself with the course, pay attention to the course. Don't don't think that the person in front of you knows where they're going because don't assume that they do.
Don't.
Um, because that happened too, a young kid, unfortunately, wasn't paying attention and got off course, and then people were just following him, and you just can't do that. You have to, um, take care of yourself and look on the roads. We mark them really well with pavement, with route arrow stickers, um, and check out things ahead of time if you can.
Yeah. And all of those things are just for your safety. We want this to be a
Yeah.
safe event, and you're paying attention, especially on the open roads, is so imperative to that. Okay, so are we closing the course at a certain time? Do you have to be finished?
Yeah, I think last year, even with our starts being really spread apart, and this year, it'll be quicker than that, I'm sure. I believe 12 o'clock was our course cutoff time, which leaves folks, 4 to 5 hours to do a sprint triathlon, which should be plenty of time.
Okay, great. So we talked a little bit about road signs and markings. We love to run with headphones in. What are the rules for that for this
Yeah.
triathlon?
Yeah, please don't wear headphones on the bike. It's just there's too much going on the roads nowadays with cars. And so, if you have a headphone on, have one in maybe, or have them on really low as you're running. I love running with music, and we're not a USA triathlon sanctioned event, which means, you can wear headphones, but we need you to be able to hear instructions if a volunteer is pointing something out to you or giving you information. And if your music's really loud, you're not going to hear that and you're not going to pay attention to what we're saying. So if you do wear headphones, please keep it low enough or just have one in so that you're aware of your surroundings. It's really important.
Okay. And what color will the course be marked with, just as we've been talking about the signs and stuff?
Yeah, so the bike course will be marked in pink paint, and the run course will be marked in yellow
Okay. So pink is
this year.
bike, run is yellow. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Hmm.
Um, is there anything else that participants need to be aware of as far as the course goes?
I don't think so. We'll have the
Okay.
maps online so you can take a look at those. And if we think of anything else that you need to know leading up to the event, just keep watching the social media. The Hendersonville Triathlon Facebook page is where we would post those updates. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's all I would say about
Okay.
that.
And what time can the people get there and park and get ready?
Yeah, so the transition parking area opens at 6 a.m. And really, there are so many places to park that are front row, if you want to call it that. You really don't have to overnight park. I've seen people do that before. I mean, that's just a lot of work and effort. It's really not necessary. I mean, you're going to have a good parking place. And so there's just plenty of parking available. And so, you don't need to get there earlier than 6 a.m. to park.
Okay. So we talked about the transition points. Let's talk about the flow just a little bit more, and just kind of go over the morning
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah, so you'll get there, you'll park your car, you'll set up your transition stuff. You'll probably want to come over to the pool and maybe go to the bathroom. Restrooms are outside of the pool. They also have them inside the pool. So those will be open and you can do that. Some people opted to have running shoes under the picnic shelter by the pool exit so that when they left the pool, they could put on running shoes because it is a little bit of a jaunt to get from the pool over to the transition to the parking area. So feel free to do that if you want. We don't do temperature screenings this year, so don't need to worry about doing that ahead of time. And then, as far as your race number, you only need to wear your race number when you're on the bike and when you're on the run. So when you're swimming, you do not need to wear your race number. You don't need to jump in the pool with it. We've had it happen before, so that's why I'm mentioning it. You will have an ankle band that has the timing chip in it, and I highly recommend that you safety pin it on. It's very sticky, but sometimes the way that the water and the air react to each other, sometimes they come off. And so we saw that happen in the pool last year. So, once you're coming through packet pickup on Saturday, just get an extra safety pin, or you can get it at the pool on race morning. But I would suggest you safety pin it on. That has your timing chip. If you lose that, unfortunately, we don't have timing for you. So it's very important. And then you can throw it away when you're done racing. We don't need to have that back.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So then when you're, going on the bike, you just need to either have a race number belt where that bib is attached, or a shirt or something that you're going to wear for the bike and the run so that you can have that bib number on. When you finish, that bib number needs to be on the front of you. So it can be on the front of your shorts that you throw on, a shirt or whatever, but we have to see that bib number on the front of you.
Okay.
We are not going to do body marking this year. Last year, you guys self body marked. We are just going to eliminate it completely. So you don't need to do that this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the swim. Let's talk about the flow of the bike transition and where they should hop on their bike and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we have a mount and a dismount line that will be at the back of one of the buildings, which we will direct you, and you'll see the signage and everything, and you can check that out on Saturday too, when you get your bib. But that will all be set up, and it's the same place as it was before. We also have an event hub map you can take a look at to see exactly where that location is. But you will run your bike from your car through the grass behind the building to the mount line, and that's where you get on your bike. Then you go do your bike ride, you come back, you hop off your bike at the dismount line, and then you run and push your bike through the grass back to your car. So you're not hopping on your bike when you get at your car, you're running your bike to that mount line.
Okay. Good to know. And it's imperative that you do go around the building because people finishing are going in front of the building. So just remember that.
Yeah.
Some people tried to take a shortcut last year and it just messes up the flow of how things are going. So just follow the signs. They're there for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, there's bike in, bike out signs, run in, run out signs. And if you haven't done a triathlon before, definitely check it out on Saturday and see what all of it looks like so that you're fully prepared for, showing up on race day.
Yes, for sure. It's something that you definitely want to be prepared for. As a runner, and seeing this event happen for the first time, I had no idea everything that athletes need to be prepared for. So definitely,
Yeah.
if you're a first time racer, you should check it out and know what you're getting into. So, okay, so we did the bike transition and then the run transition. Where will that be in relation to the bike?
Yeah, so the run transition, you'll put your bike back at your car on the bike rack or lean it up against your car, whatever works best for you. Grab your running shoes, make sure you have your race number on, and then you will run towards the pool area, and we'll have signs there, and you'll run across a timing mat, and that will start your run time. And then you'll go around the ball field, and you'll see sort of as a teaser the finish line on your left. Don't go there. And then you'll head out for your run, and you'll come back. You'll circle around the ball field or the soccer field into the finish line, and everything is marked really well. You just have to pay attention to it. And so, yeah, so then you just do your run and finish. We will have a water station this year. We didn't have that last year. Green Moose Fuel will be out on the run course. So you'll be able to stop by there twice if you want, on the way out and on the way back. And so they'll have some of their Green Moose fuel there, as well as some drinks for you as well.
Awesome. All right. So they've finished the run. Then you cross the finish line. That's all, right?
And then you just relax and celebrate. You'll get your finisher medal. We will have finisher medals again this year. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the only other thing I can think of with the swim, if you haven't done this one before, is that you start on one end of the pool and you snake your way through, you zigzag your way through the pool. So you go down one lane, under the ropes, back the other lane to the deep end, and you keep doing that until you finish the swim in the very last lane that's closest to the exit of the pool. And if you have any questions about that, just stand there at the pool and watch people for a little bit before you swim. And it will just help answer all your questions, just seeing how what that looks like.
Okay. So when they finish, are we going to do an in-person award ceremony? I know we've talked about we're taking away all the COVID restrictions, but is that one we're taking away?
We are going to do it. We're going to try this because we did this for Jump Off Rock half and 10K, and it worked well. Folks can start picking up their awards at 10:30. We might not have all of them at 10:30, depending on how many people are still left out racing that might be in age group categories. But we think we'll probably have the overall folks at least by 10:30. And so, you can shower, change, hang out, whatever, come back if you want, if you think you have an award, and we can give it to you there. Or we will take them to Fleet Feet on Tuesday after the race. You can pick it up there in Asheville, or you can have it mailed to you for $10.
Okay, awesome. And will we have a virtual award ceremony?
Not for this one. Nope.
Okay, great.
Nope. And we have the awesome color pencil drawings from Amy Kokenauer, who did our Jump Off Rock bear at Jump Off Rock. She did a special drawing for our winners for this race. So they're really cool. They'll be matted and ready for you to hang.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. We talked about water stations, restrooms. That's the next thing that we need to talk about.
Yep. So restrooms are right outside the pool, outside and inside. So you're totally covered there. There are no restrooms along the course. So if you have to use the restroom during your race, you'd have to come back to the pool. Also, I did just want to mention too, a couple areas. I was looking through my notes for just to mention about the course. When you are coming in and out of transition area, from the bike, especially the mount and the dismount area, you're going to cross a set of railroad tracks, and it's congested right there, and there's some traffic furniture that can't be moved. So just go take it easy right there before you head out on your bike and you come back from the bike. That area is congested. There's going to be people running, biking at the same spot, and the railroad tracks. So just take it easy and be careful. We will have SAG support from Sycamore Cycles out on the bike course. So if something happens and you get a flat or something, we will have somebody out there checking it out as well. And then on the greenway, when you're running, just be aware that it's an open greenway to the public. So there's going to be people out there running and biking that are just the general public. So be courteous of them. We want to be able to keep having this event there. Just, move out of their way, call out, that you're passing them on the left, and just let them know that you're there so that you're not running into them. And I think
Yeah.
that's about it when it comes to the course stuff, but just some things I wanted to note.
Okay, perfect. Can you still hear me?
It's faded out a little
My
bit.
Okay, my microphone died or my AirPods died, so can you hear me better?
It's okay. I mean, you're a little faint, but I
Okay.
think it'll be okay. Maybe move as
Okay.
close to the mic as you can. Get
Okay.
close like
It's
me.
just okay. So, let's talk about spectators and where's the best place for them to be on the course.
Yeah, so like I said, spectators can pretty much go anywhere this time. We had a lot of restrictions last time about that, but I would say always the finish line's a great place to see your person.
Yeah.
The transition area, if you're there, just stay by the car, so that you're out of the way of the runners and the bikers coming through transition. Um, and then, at the start at the pool is a good spot to watch them. And then down on the greenway, there's some great spots if you walk down there. I would say, driving around in your car to try to find people on the bike is probably not the best idea. Um, it would just be probably difficult for you to find them. And, we want to
There's
limit
no
as many cars
time.
out on the bike course as possible. So, um, yeah, I think spectators,
Awesome.
you have lots of options this year.
That is awesome. I'm excited for that because I think that this event is really spectator friendly, especially on the greenway and stuff. So hopefully we have lots of people come out to cheer athletes on. Um, okay, so let's talk about the finish line a little bit. And once they finish, will we have food and drink, and how does that all work?
Yeah, so the Hendersonville Community Co-op will be there, and they will have some snacks and drinks for you. And so that's really exciting. And we also are going to have coffee this year.
Ooh, nice.
Before the race, if you want it.
Oh, before is it? So who's providing that?
Bare Bones Brew House.
He's awesome. He
Yeah,
makes such good coffee. I
yeah.
always try and get a cup from him, and it is delicious every time.
Yeah, I requested at our event with him, our last event with him, I said that he really should bring stuff to make iced coffees. So he's going to look into doing that. So,
Oh, that would be great for a
mhm.
juice event, especially when you finish. That would be refreshing and give you a little energy for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
okay, so what other race day happenings are there at the finish line or around in the area? What can they expect?
Yeah, so we will have, let's see, we'll have yoga and massage. They will be there doing massages. PT Solutions will be there doing injury screenings and adjustments and stuff like that. We might have some other vendors as well we've been in contact with recently. So we're still putting those together, but I would check the Facebook page ahead of time to see
Okay.
who those are. But we'll also probably have a really good showing from Asheville School. They like to come out and participate in the race. I know John's a big fan and his family of this event, so we look forward to seeing them out there too.
Awesome. Okay. Um, and will there be anyone taking photos out on the course? I think I know the answer.
That's going to be you. Yeah, we finally have some incredible photo equipment. And so Allison will be out there snapping pictures on race day and seeing you in all different spots. Just keep in mind that Allison is not omnipresent. And unfortunately, she can't get a picture of everyone at the
Yeah.
race. And unless she
Especially
stood
not swimming, biking, and running.
no. She will do her best to try to get a photo of everybody there. But we just can't make promises of that. And she's going to try to get the most highest quality photos that she can. And, it'll be a bonus if she gets one of you, but, you can also have your spectator friends take pictures of you, and you can post those and tag us after the event on Instagram. We're on Instagram at iDaph events. And then the hashtags we're using for this event are hashtag HVL triathlon, or you can just spell the whole thing out, hashtag Hendersonville Triathlon. And we do like to reshare those, especially on race day and the day after. So tag us on those pictures, and Allison will take as many pictures as she can that are good quality images.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Like Daphne said, I panic because I want to get a picture of everyone, and it's such a quick amount of time. I try to do my best, but it is so difficult, and I inevitably miss someone that would really like their picture taken. So if you want it guaranteed, please just have someone there to guarantee that your photos can be taken.
Yeah, and we, Allison could stand at the finish line and get everybody, but those pictures to me anyway are boring. I mean, it's nice to have some action shots in different places on the course and stuff. So that's what we're doing. But
yeah,
I can't wait. They'll be great.
Yes, they will. Okay, so results will be posted online immediately. Right, when are they? This is probably not as unfamiliar to the Henderson or to the triathlon athletes as it is to running athletes, but just remember when you check the event website, you may, right when you finish, if you check it, you may not be in the same place 15 minutes later when other people finish, because they may have started swimming after you, but they were faster at the other events or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's a time trial start and not a mass start race, right? I mean, people could start at 8 o'clock and might be faster than you. So we have to wait, to post all of those results, and we'll post them as they come in, but your position could definitely shift before we hand out the awards. We also check the timing mats. So there's several timing locations coming in and out of transition. We will check those and pull those before we do the awards as well. So, if you miss a timing mat, we might ask you questions. So, keep track of your own time on your watch, especially your start and finish time if you don't do your splits. Because we have had some people who have missed a timing mat or went around it or who knows what. So,
or got lost. They went the wrong direction, and then they actually did run 3.15, and they could show it to us on their watch.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Make sure you do that. And we talked about you'll be able to pick up your prize if that you qualify, starting at 10:30 at the finish line under the iDaph tent.
Yep.
And then when are we ending that? At noon?
Yeah, we'll probably be about finished around noon. So I would say, don't show up at 2 because we probably won't be there anymore. So, yeah.
You'll be the lone person in the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. And if you can't hang out or come back, if you're from out of town, you can always pay $10 to get your award shipped to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the virtual option in the beginning. Is there anything that people need to know about it, or if they need to switch or whatever?
Yeah, so they have to switch before the start time on Sunday morning at 7. So if you, wake up Sunday morning and you feel crappy, you need to make sure that you switch to virtual before 7 a.m. And so that's the deadline for that. And then you would submit your swimming, biking, and running results online through Race Roster. And you would get a link on how to do that.
And how do they switch?
Yeah, so you can do it through your Race Roster profile. You can log in, or you can email support@idaph.net, and Eric can help you out.
Okay, awesome. That is great. And then I mentioned earlier, but we're just so thankful for the city of Hendersonville and the businesses around Hendersonville for supporting us. What are our sponsors that we really need to mention?
Yeah, so I mean, Hunter Subaru is such an integral part of this event being able to take place. And so, we'll have Hunter Subaru goodie bags, and they will be present out there on race day. And so, just want to give them a shout out. I think I've talked about most of the sponsors. We do have one that I haven't mentioned yet, and we are going to actually do a little Instagram live and Facebook live with him on Monday, June 21st. And that is with Jaybird Coaching. He is helping athletes get ready for this race, as well as our Asheville Triathlon in July. So if you have questions about race stuff, tune into that live happening with him. And then also, if you just want some one-on-one coaching and training with him, he has training plans to offer and help to get you ready. I know we're getting close to this race, but he can help you with the Asheville Tri, or if you have a goal of doing an Ironman or something bigger in the future, he can help you with that. And he's a veteran triathlete. He lives in our community, and he's been a coach for many years. So he's worth checking out.
Yeah, cool. Well, anything else that we need to mention?
I can't think of anything right now. We did a video last year. It's on YouTube, about sort of the transitions and stuff like that. And I'm going to look at it and I'll update it if we need to, but we'll post that on Facebook and on the event guide if it's useful. Okay. And the other thing I would just mention is we just got approved to have the Asheville Triathlon back in Asheville at Rec Park. That was a journey. It's Sunday, July 18th, and it's the oldest triathlon in Asheville. And I believe one of the only ones left in Asheville. So, come support local triathlon, come out to this one. It's, all abilities are welcome, just like Hendersonville Tri. It's a lot of fun. But that's a good one to put on your calendar to do next.
Awesome. And when is that?
That is Sunday, July 18th.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on today's podcast. We look forward to seeing you at the Hendersonville Triathlon presented by Hunter Subaru in Hendersonville on Sunday, June 27th. Don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions that you have. We'll be sending out an event guide soon, and we just can't wait for the event.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.